Right now, you feel like nothing is happening. You're making dua, but the answer isn't coming. You're trying to stay patient, but deep inside, you're tired. And there's a question you don't say out loud. Why is Allah silent with me? But what if Allah is not silent at all? What if this exact moment in your life, the one that feels the heaviest, is actually the moment where everything is being prepared for you? What if the delay, the confusion, the silence is not rejection, but protection? Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you will never look at your situation the same way again. One, silence does not mean absence. There comes a moment in life when everything slows down. You are making dua consistently. You are trying to stay strong. You are doing your best to hold on, but nothing around you seems to respond. No doors open, no signs appear, no relief comes. And slowly a thought begins to form in your heart. Why is Allah silent with me? This is one of the most dangerous moments in a believer's life, not because Allah has left you, but because your heart begins to feel that He has. Understand this clearly. Allah is never absent. He is Al-Sami, the one who hears every whisper, even the ones you cannot put into words. He hears the dua you made in sujood. He hears the pain you hid from people. He hears the thoughts that keep you awake at night. So, if He hears everything, then why does it feel like silence? Because silence is not emptiness. Silence is a process. When a seed is planted into the ground, it is buried in darkness. No one sees what is happening beneath the surface. Days pass and there is no visible change. If you did not understand how growth works, you would assume nothing is happening. But beneath that soil, something powerful is taking place. Roots are forming. Strength is being built. Life is preparing to emerge. Your situation is no different. Right now, you may see nothing. But Allah is working in ways your eyes cannot perceive. He is aligning things you cannot imagine. He is shaping outcomes you cannot yet understand. If Allah responded to you instantly, you would only believe in what you see. But through silence, He teaches you to believe in what you cannot see. And that is where true faith begins. Many people worship Allah when things are going well. But when silence comes, their faith begins to shake. They start to question. They start to doubt. Some even begin to distance themselves. But the believer understands something deeper. The believer knows that silence is not rejection. It is attention of a different kind. It is Allah saying, wait, I am preparing something for you, but you are not ready to see it yet. Sometimes what you are asking for is already written for you. But if it came too early, it would break you instead of blessing you. So Allah holds it back, not because He wants to hurt you, but because He wants to protect you. There is a wisdom in delay that the heart cannot always understand immediately. But one day, when everything unfolds, you will look back and realize, if Allah had given me what I wanted when I wanted it, I would have been in a worse place. This is why silence requires trust. Not blind trust, but deep conscious trust in the one who knows what you do not. When Allah is silent, He is not ignoring you. He is observing you. He is watching how you respond. Do you continue making dua even when there is no visible answer? Do you continue obeying Him even when life feels heavy? Do you continue believing even when everything inside you feels uncertain? Because these moments reveal the truth of your relationship with Allah. Anyone can have faith when things are easy, but real faith is built in silence. So instead of asking, why is Allah silent? Change your question. Ask yourself, what is Allah teaching me in this silence? Because every moment of silence carries a lesson. It is teaching you patience. It is teaching you humility. It is teaching you to detach from expectations and attach yourself to Allah alone. And most importantly, it is teaching you that Allah's presence is not always loud, but it is always there. So do not let silence make you feel abandoned. Let it make you stronger. Let it make you closer. Let it make you more aware that even when nothing is happening around you, everything is happening for you. Because Allah is not silent. He is working quietly, perfectly, and exactly when you need it most. 2. Allah is protecting you from what you don't see. There are things in your life that you want so badly. You make dua for them again and again. You imagine how perfect your life would be if only Allah gave you that one thing. A job, a person, an opportunity, a specific outcome. And when it doesn't happen, when the door stays closed, your heart feels disappointed. You begin to think, why is Allah not giving me what I'm asking for? But what you must understand is this. You are asking with limited knowledge. Allah responds with complete knowledge. You see what is in front of you, but Allah sees what is behind it. You see the beauty of that opportunity. Allah sees the hidden consequences. You see the happiness of that relationship. Allah sees the pain it would eventually bring. You see the success of that path. Allah sees where it would lead you years from now. And because He sees what you cannot, He sometimes says no. Not because He wants to deny you, but because He wants to protect you. Think about this carefully. How many times in your life did you want something so badly, and later you realized, if I had gotten that, it would have destroyed me? How many times did a door close, and at that moment it hurt, but later you saw the wisdom behind it? This is how Allah works. But the problem is, we only understand His wisdom after time has passed. In the moment of delay, in the moment of rejection, we feel confused. We feel hurt. We feel like something is wrong. But nothing is wrong. Everything is being redirected. Allah is not blocking your path. He is correcting it. Sometimes you are walking towards something that looks good, but it carries harm you cannot detect. And Allah, out of His mercy, removes it from your life. Not loudly, not with explanation, but silently. And that silence can feel painful because you don't yet see what He saved you from. There are dangers Allah has already protected you from that you will never know about. There are situations He removed you from before they could break you. There are people He distanced from you before they could damage your heart. And you might still be asking, why did that not work out? While the reality is, it didn't work out because Allah was protecting you. Sometimes the greatest blessing is the thing you never received. But it takes a mature heart to understand that. It takes trust. Because protection does not always feel like protection. Sometimes it feels like loss. Sometimes it feels like disappointment. Sometimes it feels like silence. But behind that silence is Allah's mercy. A mercy so deep that He chooses what is better for you, even when you are asking for something else. So the next time something does not go your way, pause before you feel frustrated. Pause before you assume Allah has ignored you. Remind yourself, Allah sees what I don't see. And if He kept something away from you, then there is wisdom in that decision. There is care in that delay. There is protection in that silence. You may not understand it today, but one day, when the full picture becomes clear, you will look back and say, Alhamdulillah, Allah did not give me what I asked for. Because what He chose instead was far better for your life, your heart, and your akhirah. 3. Delay is not denial. One of the heaviest feelings a person can carry is waiting. Waiting for something to change. Waiting for relief. Waiting for an answer that never seems to come. You make dua again and again. Days pass. Weeks pass. Sometimes even years pass. And slowly a question begins to settle in your heart. Is my dua even being accepted? You start to feel like nothing is happening. Like your words are not reaching anywhere. Like your situation is frozen. And no matter what you do, it will never move. But this is where you must correct your understanding. Because in the eyes of Allah, delay does not mean denial. Just because something has not arrived yet does not mean it has been rejected. It means it has been scheduled. There is a difference. You see, we live in a world where everything is instant. You press a button and you expect a result. You ask and you expect a response. But Allah does not operate on your urgency. He operates on wisdom. And sometimes what you are asking for is already written for you. But the timing is not right, because if it came too early, you would not value it. If it came too soon, you would not be ready for it. If it came immediately, you might misuse it. So Allah delays it, not to frustrate you, but to prepare you. There are things you are asking for right now that require a version of you that does not yet exist. A stronger you, a wiser you, a more patient you. And until you become that person, the answer is held back, not denied, just delayed. But the difficulty is we measure Allah's response based on time. We think if it didn't happen quickly, it's not going to happen. But Allah's plan is not measured in days or months. It is measured in perfection. Sometimes Allah delays something so long that when it finally arrives, it changes everything. And you realize if it had come earlier, it would not have had the same impact. There is also something deeper you must understand. Not every dua is answered in the way you expect. Sometimes Allah gives you exactly what you asked for. Sometimes He replaces it with something better. And sometimes He keeps it for your akhirah. But nothing is ever lost. Every dua you make is heard. Every tear you shed is recorded. Every moment you waited is counted. And Allah does not forget. So if you feel like your dua has been delayed, do not lose hope. Because delay is not a sign that Allah has turned away from you. It is a sign that something is still being arranged. Something is still being aligned. Something is still being perfected. And when it finally comes, it will come in a way that makes you understand why it took so long, why it had to be this way, why Allah did not answer you immediately. Because sometimes the beauty of the answer is only complete after the delay. So hold on. Even when it feels long, even when it feels heavy, even when it feels like nothing is changing, because behind that delay, Allah is writing a story for you that is better than anything you could have planned yourself. For Allah is building you before He blesses you. There are moments in your life when you feel stuck. You are asking Allah for something greater. You are praying for a breakthrough. You are hoping for a door to open that will change everything. But instead of movement, you feel resistance. Instead of ease, you face struggle. Instead of receiving, you are being tested. And it leaves you wondering, why is this so difficult? If I'm asking for something good, what you must understand is this. Allah does not just give blessings. He prepares people for them. Because not every blessing is easy to carry. Some blessings are heavy. Some blessings come with responsibility. Some blessings can actually destroy you if you receive them before you are ready. So before Allah gives you what you want, He works on who you are. He strengthens your patience. He deepens your understanding. He purifies your intentions. He teaches you lessons through difficulty that you could never learn through ease. Because if Allah gave you everything at once without building you first, you might lose it just as quickly. Or worse, it might lead you away from Him. So what feels like delay is actually development. What feels like hardship is actually training. Allah is shaping your character in ways you cannot fully see yet. He is removing weaknesses from within you. He is teaching you how to handle pressure. He is showing you how to remain humble, even when you have nothing. So that one day, when you finally receive what you've been asking for, you don't become arrogant. You don't become careless. You don't forget Him. Instead, you carry that blessing with gratitude. You handle it with wisdom. You protect it with humility. And that only happens when you have been prepared for it. Think about this. If you were given everything you wanted right now, with the mindset you currently have, would you truly be able to handle it? Or would it overwhelm you? Would it bring you closer to Allah? Or slowly pull you away? Allah knows the answer to that. And that is why He takes His time with you. Because you are not just asking for something small. You are asking for a life change. And life-changing blessings require life-changing preparation. Sometimes Allah delays your success because He is building discipline inside you. Sometimes He delays your relationships because He is healing your heart first. Sometimes He delays your rizq because He is teaching you reliance on Him. So that when everything finally comes together, you are not the same person who once asked for it. You are stronger, you are wiser, you are closer to Allah, and you are able to handle what you receive without losing yourself in it. This is why you must stop seeing your current struggle as a sign that something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. You are in a process that is shaping you into the person your future requires. And the truth is, Allah is more concerned with who you become than what you receive. Because what you receive can come and go, but who you become stays with you. So if you feel like life is difficult right now, if you feel like you are being stretched, if you feel like you are being tested beyond your comfort, then understand this. You are not being ignored. You are being built. And when Allah finishes building you, what He gives you will not just be a blessing. It will be something you are finally ready to carry. So be patient with the process. Trust the timing. And most importantly, trust that Allah is not delaying your life. He is preparing you for something greater than you can currently imagine. 5. Your pain has a purpose. There are pains in your life that no one else understands. You can explain them, you can talk about them, but no one truly feels what you feel. There are nights when your chest feels heavy, when your thoughts don't stop, when your heart carries a weight you cannot describe. And in those moments, you begin to wonder, why is this happening to me? Why is my life like this? Why is Allah putting me through this pain? These questions are real. They come from a place of exhaustion, from a place of hurt. But what if your pain is not meaningless? What if your pain has a purpose? You see, we often think that a good life means a painless life. We think that if Allah loves us, He will remove all hardship. But that is not how Allah's love works. Sometimes Allah allows pain in your life, not to break you, but to transform you. Because there are parts of you that only pain can reach. There are levels of understanding that only hardship can unlock. There are connections with Allah that only come when everything else fails you. Think about the times when you were closest to Allah. Was it when everything was perfect, or was it when you were struggling? When you had no one else, when your only option was to turn to Him? Pain has a way of bringing you back to Allah. It removes distractions. It humbles your heart. It reminds you that you are not in control. And in that realization, you begin to build a deeper relationship with Him. But pain is not just about connection. It is also about purification. Every difficulty you go through removes something from you. It removes sins. It removes arrogance. It removes attachment to things that were never meant for you. And sometimes it removes people, situations, and paths that would have taken you away from Allah. So what feels like loss is actually cleansing. What feels like hardship is actually mercy in disguise. There is also something else you must understand. Allah does not test you randomly. He tests you specifically. He knows your limits. He knows your strength. He knows exactly how much you can handle. And He does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. So if you are going through something right now, it means you have the strength to survive it. Even if you don't feel strong, even if you feel like giving up, Allah sees a strength in you that you have not yet discovered within yourself. And through this pain, He is bringing it out. But the most powerful part of pain is what it turns you into. Pain can make you bitter, or it can make you better. It can distance you from Allah or bring you closer to Him. The choice is yours. But if you choose patience, if you choose trust, if you choose to hold on even when it's hard, then your pain will not be wasted. It will become a source of growth. It will become a source of strength. It will become a reason for elevation. And one day, you will look back at everything you went through and you will realize, this pain changed me. It made you stronger than you ever thought you could be. It made you wiser than you were before. It made your connection with Allah deeper than it had ever been. And you will understand that without that pain, you would not have become who you are today. So do not hate your struggles. Do not resent your hardships. Because within them, there is a purpose you may not yet see. There is a wisdom you may not yet understand. There is a transformation that is still taking place. And when it is complete, you will not just be healed, you will be elevated. So hold on. Even when it hurts, even when it feels heavy, even when you don't understand, because your pain is not meaningless. It is part of a plan designed by Allah to shape you, strengthen you, and bring you closer to Him than ever before. 6. Allah is testing your trust. There comes a point in your journey where nothing around you makes sense. You are doing what is right. You are trying to stay patient. You are holding on to your faith. But your situation does not improve. The problems remain. The answers do not come. The path ahead feels unclear. And in that moment, you are faced with a test that is deeper than difficulty. It is the test of trust, because it is easy to trust Allah when everything is going well, when doors are opening, when life feels smooth, when your du'as are being answered quickly. In those moments, faith feels natural. But what about when things go quiet? What about when you are trying but nothing changes? What about when you feel lost and no direction appears? This is where your true trust in Allah is revealed. Because real tawakkul is not based on what you see. It is based on what you believe. It is believing that Allah is still in control, even when your life feels out of control. It is believing that Allah is still guiding you, even when you cannot see the path. It is believing that Allah subhanahu is still listening, even when there is no visible response. This kind of trust is not easy. It is built in moments of confusion. It is strengthened in moments of silence. It grows when everything inside you wants to question, but you choose to believe anyway. Think about this. When you board a plane, you trust the pilot, even though you do not see what he sees. You trust the journey, even though you do not control the direction. You sit there calmly, because you believe you will reach your destination. Now, reflect on your relationship with Allah. Allah is the one who created you, the one who knows every detail of your life, the one who controls everything that happens. So, if you can trust a human being with your journey, how can you struggle to trust Allah with your life? But this is the reality of the human heart. When things don't go according to our expectations, we begin to feel uncertain. We start asking questions. We start looking for immediate answers. And when those answers don't come, our trust begins to shake. This is why Allah tests your trust. Not to break you, but to strengthen your connection with Him. Because when you trust Allah in uncertainty, your faith reaches a level that cannot be shaken by circumstances. You begin to understand that your peace does not come from control. It comes from surrender. Surrendering to the fact that Allah knows what you do not, that His plan is better than your plan, that His timing is more perfect than your timing, and that even when you don't understand what He is doing, you trust that it is good for you. This is the level of trust that brings real peace. Not the peace of having everything you want, but the peace of knowing that whatever Allah chooses for you is right. But understand this clearly. Trust is not passive. It does not mean you stop making dua. It does not mean you stop trying. It does not mean you sit back and do nothing. True trust is a balance. You do your part and you leave the outcome to Allah. You make effort, but your heart relies on Him. You plan, but you accept that His plan is greater. And even when things do not go your way, you remain calm. Because your trust is not in outcomes. Your trust is in Allah. So if you are in a phase right now where things feel uncertain, where nothing seems clear, where your heart feels tested, then understand this. You are being elevated because Allah is teaching you a kind of trust that will change the way you live forever. A trust that will keep you steady even when life is unstable. A trust that will keep you hopeful even when things seem dark. A trust that will keep you connected to Allah no matter what happens around you. So do not let uncertainty shake you. Do not let silence weaken you. Do not let delay break you. Because this moment, this exact phase of your life is where your trust is being built. And once that trust is strong, nothing in this world will be able to break your peace. Because you will know with certainty that no matter what happens, Allah is enough for you. 7, your breakthrough is closer than you think. There is something about the human heart. When it waits for too long, it begins to lose hope. At the beginning, you are full of belief. You make dua with certainty. You trust that Allah will respond. You feel that something is about to change. But as time passes and nothing seems to happen, that certainty begins to weaken. Your hope becomes quieter. Your expectations become smaller. And eventually, you start preparing yourself for disappointment. You tell yourself, maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe this is just how my life is. Maybe nothing is going to change. And this is the moment when most people give up. Not because they are weak, but because they are tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of feeling like nothing is moving. But what if this exact moment, the moment you feel like giving up, is actually the closest point to your breakthrough? What if everything you have been waiting for is already in motion, just beyond what you can currently see? You see, Allah does not work in ways that are always visible. While you are looking at your situation and seeing no change, Allah is arranging things behind the scenes. People are being moved. Situations are being aligned. Opportunities are being prepared. And you are completely unaware of it. Because Allah's work is often hidden until the moment it appears. Think about the story of your own life. There were moments when everything changed suddenly. Moments you did not expect. Moments you could not predict. Moments that shifted your entire direction. At that time, it felt sudden. But in reality, it was not sudden at all. It was the result of things Allah had been preparing long before you realized it. And the same is happening right now. Just because you cannot see progress does not mean progress is not happening. Just because nothing has arrived yet does not mean nothing is coming. There are things Allah is preparing for you that require time. Not because Allah needs time, but because the world around you needs to be arranged in a certain way. Everything has to align perfectly. The right moment, the right place, the right people, the right version of you. And until all of that comes together, you remain in this phase of waiting. But waiting does not mean you are stuck. Waiting means you are in transition. You are moving, just not in a way that is visible to you. And this is where your patience becomes powerful. Because patience is not just about enduring hardship. It is about continuing to believe even when you see no evidence. It is about holding on to hope even when your circumstances suggest otherwise. And that kind of patience is never wasted. Because Allah promises that after difficulty comes ease. Not maybe, not possibly, certainly. But the ease does not always come gradually. Sometimes it comes suddenly. A door opens that you never expected. An opportunity appears out of nowhere. A situation changes overnight. And in that moment, everything you went through begins to make sense. All the waiting, all the confusion, all the silent days and heavy nights. You realize that none of it was pointless. It was all leading to this moment of change, this moment of relief, this moment where Allah shows you why He made you wait. But here is what you must be careful of. Do not give up right before that moment arrives. Because many people do. They walk away in the final moments of their test. They lose hope when they were closest to receiving what they were waiting for. They stop making dua when the answer was already on its way. And they never realize how close they actually were. Do not let that be you. Hold on, even when it feels difficult. Especially when it feels difficult. Because difficulty often increases right before relief comes. It is part of the test. It is part of the process. It is Allah asking you, will you still trust me now? And if you do, if you remain patient, if you continue to believe, then your reward will not just be the answer to your dua. It will be something greater. It will be a level of faith that no hardship can shake. It will be a level of peace that no situation can disturb. Because you will know from experience that Allah's timing is always perfect. So if you feel like nothing is happening in your life right now, remind yourself of this. Something is happening. You just cannot see it yet. Your breakthrough is not far. It is not impossible. It is not out of reach. It is closer than you think, closer than your doubts, closer than your fears, closer than the voice inside your head telling you to give up. So keep going, keep making dua, keep trusting Allah. Because at any moment, everything can change. And when it does, you will not just receive what you were waiting for. You will receive it at the perfect time, in the perfect way. From the one who never forgets, never delays without reason, and never abandons those who trust him. So, hold on, because your story is not over. Your moment is coming. And when it arrives, you will understand that Allah was never silent. He was preparing a breakthrough that was always meant for you. So the next time your life feels quiet, when your du'as feel unanswered, when everything around you seems still, don't assume Allah has turned away from you. Because what you call silence is often the moment Allah is working the most. He is preparing what you cannot see. He is protecting you from what you do not understand. He is building you into someone ready for what is coming. So don't lose hope. Don't stop making dua. Don't walk away when things feel heavy. Because your delay is not a denial. Your struggle is not meaningless. And your story is not over. Trust Him, even when it's hard. Be patient, even when it takes time. Because when Allah decides, everything can change in a moment. And when it finally happens, you will realize He was never silent. He was writing something beautiful for you all along.